So normally we're told having integrity and honor and being someone who takes responsibility for their actions, being honest and good, it's all good, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, as you know, there's gonna be a little twist here with the message, right? And that is, although those things are good to have, it's good to have those things and be the kind of person that lives by those things. It's not always good, right? It's not always good in certain environments around certain people. So it's good to have those things, but it's not always good for you. It's not always gonna help you around certain people and certain environments. And that should already tell you having those things is not a bad thing. It just depends on where you are. And I say that because you can be in point A and having integrity and honor is a good thing. It's appreciated, it's celebrated. You can be in point B. Having those things means you are weak and easy prey, and you will be manipulated and used and discarded. Okay? So once again, those things are not bad. It just depends on where you are and the people you're around. Okay? Now, we all know that in this day and age, having those traits are very rare. And if you have those traits, a lot of people are going to want to take advantage of you. Okay? And what makes it even worse, okay? What makes it so much worse is being the type of person that wants to be a hero. That's right. If you have a hero complex, if you always, even to the point of your downfall, if you always want to do the right thing, even to the point where it's gonna be your downfall, it's gonna be your neck on the line. Noted, I never said it's the end of the world if people are the way they are and they don't appreciate the way you are. The real issue becomes when you have a need to be a certain type of person to those people or that environment, but they are not that to you. Especially when you want to be the hero type of person. You want to take everything on your shoulders. You want to take the whole responsibility of the world on your shoulders. That is not smart. It's not smart. You've heard it before, work smart, not hard. Well, if you can do both, great. However, in this case, you gotta work smart, you gotta be smart. Just smart. You can be working hard, but you gotta be so smart as well. If you're gonna work hard, you better be working smart. You better be working smart. You have to be working smart. And if you had to choose the smart route. Okay? And that is, don't focus on wanting to save the day. That gets you taken advantage of. You become a victim and you become weak because although those things are good, you are playing by a certain rule book that people can figure out. See, it doesn't matter how good or strong or powerful you are. If people know the rule book that you are playing from, you become easy to manipulate. You can have the best traits in the world. You can have the strongest mind in the world. But if people know how you operate and you're predictable, you become the easiest for them to manipulate and use and discard however they please. Because they know how you think, they know how you operate, and most importantly, they know you're going to stick to that playbook. It's like any sport you like. If, let's say, the coach of one team is like, okay, they seem to know what we're doing, but we're not going to change the way we move. We're not going to adapt to change. and move left instead of right, move right instead of left, because they know where we're gonna go, they know the direction we're gonna go, you're gonna think that coach is crazy. Because hold on, you keep doing the same thing over and over again. They keep battering you, winning, getting the points, scoring the points. Why are you not changing tactic? Why not? Now that doesn't have to mean you have to become someone that's the opposite of honor, integrity, responsibility. I'm not saying be the complete opposite of that. I'm saying, what I'm telling you is, maybe instead of, let's say there's 1,000 people, you all made mistakes, instead of saying, I am Spartacus, I am, how about shut up? Just don't say nothing. You don't have to say you didn't do it. Just say nothing. You can't just say nothing. There's like 999 other people that can also, I am Spot. They're not doing it. Why are you doing it? Sometimes you can be like everyone else and shut up. Say nothing. Yeah, it will literally save you. I promise. It will save you. It will save you. It's not all the time. You gotta be smart. What you are thinking of as, I am taking responsibility, I am, no, 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 no. And this goes to, it's not always about what you think you're doing, no matter how good it is. It's about how it's perceived. It's about how people see it. Okay? If you're lined up in a court of law and the judge is like, who did this, who did that, and you like, oh yeah, I own up to it, or I own up to my part, and the 999 other people, they shut up. Well, you just made it easier for the judge, or you made it easier for the court of public opinion. Right? You just made it easier for them to just point the finger at you, and then you're going down for 999 other people. They're okay and you're not. Again, I'm not saying you should become a morally corrupt individual. No, I'm saying sometimes you shut up. Say nothing. You don't have to say, I was never there. I didn't do this. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you shut up. The rest are shutting up. You can too. Sometimes, once in a while, there's tiny moments. You can be like everyone else. You don't have to be your magnificent, unique self. That you can be that in here and in here. You don't have to be at that out there where you know it's gonna affect you. If you're in I don't know, worst case scenario, you're in a prison cell, you know, with your honor and integrity, but the 999 other people are free. That don't make sense. And you're all guilty. You're all messed up. You all made a mistake. You all did something, and you're there suffering for everyone. That don't make sense. Again, do not misunderstand this to say be a morally corrupt person. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, why are you suffering for everybody else? Are you Jesus? Like, are you? You know? And I don't want to really use this word, but it's like, it's sort of like a little, you gotta be humble about it. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta think like, and that's not to say that you should think low of yourself, right? Because a lot of people use that word humble to make you dim your light and not be as confident, you know? They're the sneaky, weak, insecure people. They call you arrogant and all that, and they say you should be humble because they're dumb. You know what I'm saying? They're dumb. Listen, I trust myself, and you should trust yourself to be as confident as you feel you need to be. Don't let people tell you that. You figure that out. Depending on the situation, you figure out how confident, yeah, or how humble, or whatever you want to call it. You figure that out. Don't let people tell you how to be. Let's not say that. But yeah, no, don't listen to them. So you gotta be kind of humble about it. Again, see, listen what I just said. You gotta make that decision. If you want to live that life where every single time you want to the blame for everyone, and you like, you know what, no, I'm gonna live my life. I'm not gonna let you tell me I should be humble about it, whatever. Go ahead. Like I said, it's your life. Don't let anybody else tell you how to live it. It's your life. So if you wanna be humble about it, don't. But I'm saying you can think of it like, why should you take on all the blame? You know, you don't have to see yourself as the one who, like Jesus, who has been sent to take everybody's crimes away. You know, you suffer. Don't be, and that's not to say you're arrogant or you think so highly of yourself. It just means don't put so much pressure on yourself. You know? So I guess it's not about humble. Yeah, I knew it. I knew it was wrong to use that word. It's about don't put so much pressure on yourself. Yes. And you know what? Instead of making a whole other video about don't put pressure on yourself, let's do it right now as well. So yeah, scratch that humble word. If you want to be that, yeah, go ahead, good for you. But I knew it wasn't that word. It's about don't put so much pressure on yourself. Like, you're allowed to be a human being too, like to be calm and, you know, to just be chill, and you don't have to, like, you know, fall on your sword and everybody else is like still alive to hold their sword but you're gone. It's like, it's not fair, it's not right. Don't let that, you know, don't put yourself in that situation. Okay, you don't have to take responsibility for everybody. Like, if they made a mistake, they made a mistake. That's got nothing to do with you. You know, like, they made a mistake. Why should you die for it? See, you gotta channel your energy. Like, you've probably heard this before. Everybody, like, has a limit of willpower and energy and will. You have a limit of that shit. Don't waste it. If out of 100 times you have said you are guilty for 90 things, right? Or 90 times. You've said you're guilty 90 times out of 100. Right? And let's say in that day or that week, your emotional limit, your willpower limit, your will limit is 100. You've wasted 90, right? On things and people that don't matter. You've taken responsibility for 90 things that you you probably weren't even around, but you're so used to, like, taking the blame for everything, taking responsibility for everything. You're like, yeah, it was all my fault. And then let's say real challenges come, you know, that week, and you've only got 10 left to spare. You're done. You know what I mean? You're done. You're done. Now you're low. Your willpower level is low. Your energy bar is low. Listen. Your energy bar is low. So when the real, or let's say final boss comes, you can't use that because it's not enough. So choose your battles wisely. Like, that's another video I could make. Let's talk about it now. Choose your battle wisely. You don't gotta be. Listen. You don't have to be the general in every battle in your life. Yeah? Sometimes you can be a soldier. You can be a soldier. You can be a soldier for, let's say, I don't know, 10, 20, 30 of your battles in the week. And then the other 70, because you've saved your energy so much for the other 70 battles, you can now be a general in every single one of those ones, you know? Yeah. If you are I am Spartacus every single time, you're gonna get drained eventually because you're a human, right? You're gonna get drained eventually. And then when the real challenges come, when it comes to really being in the arena with the Emperor of Rome and you need to kick his ass, you're tired because you've been I am Spartacus every single time, even for things that are not your fault. You know? Like, save your energy, save your willpower, your will, save it. You've heard this before as well. If you throw a stone or a rock at every dog that barks, it's like, actually, no, the saying is don't do that, right? But what I'm gonna say is, If you do that every single time, when are you gonna have energy to slay the dragon of your life, slay the enemy, the gargoyle, the two-headed lion in your life? When are you gonna have the energy for that? When you're throwing rocks at every dog that barks, like, you're not gonna have the energy. And that's where self-control